All right, welcome into another edition of Catching Up with Tommy Mack here on 1010XL's podcast platform, 1010XL.com, of course, the 1010XL app, and we are all over social media and other podcast platforms that you watch your favorite shows on, including some of which right from the 1010XL podcast studios, which I'm in right now, brought to you by my good friends at Team Tommy Mack. Great businesses, man. I'm going to hang out with J-Dog tonight, watch a little Monday Night Football. It's my the founder and CEO, for a retired veteran, of course, but owning J-Dog Junk Removal and Hauling. We'll talk about them and many, many more. Love Team Tommy Mack. Check them all out at TommyMack.net. Hey, man, it's a Victory Monday. I've got my brand new T-shirt on. Oh, what a gift they gave us this weekend. We had a fantastic time. Alumni weekend celebrating Coach Coughlin being inducted into the Ring of Honor. Just an awesome time, of course, an awesome win. Awesome just because they won. I don't know if the win was actually awesome. It was on the offensive side of the ball, not on the defensive side of the ball. And we'll go through it all. You know what's nice about a victory is it's easy to take the critique when you have a W behind you. It's really tough when you lose, because it makes them even madder when they critique you hard, as I do here on this show. Let's say good afternoon to our good friend and producer here, Grammage, before we get going. Grammage, how you doing, pal?
Duval.
Oh, yeah. Good win.
That's a dub, baby.
Good win, man.
That's a dub.
Great atmosphere yesterday. You
Great
know, the whole
atmosphere.
thing. The whole thing was great.
Dude, those
Coughlin
uniforms.
halftime. The teal jackets are badass.
They're so sick.
We saw them Saturday
They're
night
so
hanging up.
sick.
We're like, whoa, that's pretty cool, man.
Like a master's jacket type of thing.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Dude, that's badass.
I thought it was great.
Those
Coach is
uniforms, there's
Dude.
no reason on God's green earth that they shouldn't wear those uniforms at home for the history of
Every
time.
home game.
Every
They
home
look
game
sharp,
ever.
man.
They look so good.
They did. I agree.
You know how I know they look good? So I went to high school in Nashville, as you're well aware. So
Yeah.
I'm in a group chat with a bunch of Titans fans.
Okay.
Titans fans texting me.
Oh, that's big.
Titans fans text me,
Yeah.
man, those unis look good.
Yeah.
Dudes that will stop at nothing to hate on the Jaguars are texting me, those unis look nice, man.
They were badass, man, and they came away with a victory, which is fantastic. Hey, before I get going, I said this on social media, but I'll say it here too. Thanks to everybody, man. It was so nice saying hello to fans. You know, it was great. You know, people saying, hey, Tommy Mack, people coming up and saying hello and just wanting to shake hands or take a picture. It was just great, man. It really was. It made me feel good. It made my day. I know it made my kids' day. You know, it's funny. Kids, they never know until they see something like, wow, Dad, people really do kind of like you. I was like, yeah, believe it or not, they do. But no, it was really great, man. It was great to see everybody. It's great to see all the former Jaguars. Man, I tell you, I know you fans would have loved to have been in the room because it was a stocked room with all-star Jaguar alumni Saturday night, man. Friday night, too. It was absolutely incredible. We had a fantastic time. I got to tell you a little inside story I think you'll get a kick out of. So me and Michael Cheever came in town. Michael was a second-round pick in 1996. Coughlin picked him. He was the first center taken out of in the draft. He was out of Georgia Tech. Beast of a player. Would have been a star, in my opinion. I'm biased because he's one of my best friends, but 6'3", 300 center that could run like a 4'8", really strong, very powerful, mean on the field, very smart. Had all the tools that would make a great center. Well, he hurt his back in the weight room in 1998. He was power cleaning, and his low back just went. I was right behind him. I was spotting him, and he's like, I just effed up my back, and went in the training room, and he tried to come back, but never made it back. And such a shame because he was really, really good. Anyway, he was my running mate. For a long time. And he was one of the quartet along with me that missed Coach Coughlin's first team meeting ever before a playoff game. The night before Buffalo, we didn't make it back in time for the 8 o'clock team meeting. And literally, it was like a movie. We ran from the cab, when they had cabs back then, ran up the stairs, had to go to the second floor, running down the hall, turned the corner, and the door shut. And it was just kind of like, once the door's shut, you don't open them. And Coach Coughlin, now he's pissed. 4 players, me, Mitchell, Cheever, and Boyer, all significant players at the time, playing on the team and contributing quite a bit, and we didn't make the team meeting. Anyway, so long story short, we ended up winning the game, so we didn't get fined that bad, but I know Coach was pretty upset. He approached me the next morning, and he's like, how could you miss my meeting? And before I could get my answer out, he walked away. And I was like, geez, whatever. So we won the game. So anyway, come last Saturday night, the event 6-8. And by the way, Jason Trosclair, Adriel Roca, and your team, fantastic. Thank you for taking care of the Jaguar legends, man. You guys are absolutely incredible. Anyway, so it's 6 to 8 happy hour, 8 to 10 dinner. So Cheever and I, Cheever flies in Saturday, gets in a little bit later. His wife and my wife and us four are all really good friends. So we're sitting at my house, drinking a little wine, just kind of talking. And, we're like, we'll show up around 6:30. No big deal, Anyway, when we get there, Coughlin's in the middle of addressing the alumni in the team meeting room. And if you've ever been, yeah, I know. And if you've ever been in there, you open the door and everyone's facing you, right? So all the seats, it's like a little amphitheater. It all looks back at you. And he's up in front, and here comes me and Cheever. And everyone stops and looks at us. I didn't know this meeting was even going on. I don't read directions very well. And they all stop, and Coughlin looks at us. He goes, who would have thought? Of course it's you two that are late. And Cheever goes, well, at least it wasn't as late as Buffalo. And everybody started laughing. And then we sit down, and another player comes in. I didn't know who he was. He was a lot younger than me. He comes in, right up the stairs, sits down, and right in Coughlin's speech. So I'm like, wait a minute, Coach. You're not giving him any grief? What kind of crap is that? It was so funny. We had a great time. It was special, man. Really special to see Coach Coughlin. And I tell you what, I speak for a lot of the original guys in 1995, how he really talked about the staff in his speech and the players. And I know we were only 4-12, but he really appreciated that year. It really did propel us to future success. But what a great weekend. I know a great thing. You guys that were there, you saw it on TV. Hey, man, it brought a smile to your face. The only critique I have, Grammage, why isn't 2017 on the wall? I mean, the head coach from the early days, but 2017, he was an instrumental part of building that team. I don't care how it ended. I don't give a crap. How it began and who he brought in and all that. No, man, that was big. He brought in Calais. I mean, he brought in a lot of guys. Drafted Fournette. Fournette was good for us that year, a couple years. You know what I mean?
100%.
I mean, I don't know. I would have thrown it up there. But nonetheless, congrats, Coach. You deserve it. And fantastic. Only critique I'm reluctant to say this. I really am. So I won't say it all. But a double Tito's and water should not cost $26. Who do you think you are, Miami? I mean, that is absolutely insane. And it's not just Shotgun. It's across the league. Like, your fans pay so much money. Parking. Now, I get it in Chicago and Boston, New York, $60. $60 I saw signs for, $50. I'm like, what is this, price gouging day or something? Unbelievable. Then you go inside. I'll be honest with you, the food's not that great. It's okay. It's not bad. And forget the food. I don't even care about that. But then I got to go get a couple drinks for me and my wife. Of course, I'm going to get a double. I only had two of them, but still, $26 each. Like, this is unbelievable. You owners, I swear, and I know Arthur Blank does it for at least a bit of time, you should lower those prices, man. They pay enough for seats, don't they? Now with the new stadium, watch out. You'll be paying $100 for a double. You will. It'll be like $50 for a double shot of whiskey or something. Unbelievable. I don't know. I would lower them, but I'm not the owner. And they've got all the power. But I wasn't a big fan of that. Not at all. Not at all. All right, what a great game it was. No doubt about it. When you win, everything's great. And that's a good. We needed this W more than ever, I would, at this point, be an 0-4. You didn't want to go 0-5. That'd have been absolutely, absolutely brutal. You almost gave it back to him. I mean, defense, we're going to talk a lot about the defense today. And first I'm going to go macro and call out who really played well, because a lot of guys played well yesterday. Offensive line especially, and of course Trevor had an outstanding day. Overall, Trevor had an outstanding day. I didn't like the pick. It's okay. He just underthrew it. I think they had good coverage on him. He didn't know that other guy was going to be there. Should have thrown it a little bit higher, but whatever. It's still a great day for Trevor Lawrence. He was on fire. He hit the big shots that we needed him to. What else? You can't ask for much more from the kid. I thought he played a really good game. A couple throws that came back were pretty outstanding. He threw one across his body that had come back for a penalty, but I think it was to Bigsby down the field. He had to scramble out. And I mean, he really was on his game, man. You can see the confidence. Tell me you didn't see the confidence in Trevor, in Tank. I mean, Tank's vision now is getting really, really good, man. Me and Grammage were talking about a play. It wasn't even the big touchdown plays. It was just like, I think it ended up being 3-4 yards, but he made this cut. I didn't even know he saw that bagger coming in on him. And the bagger was like, whoa, totally missed him. It was unbelievable. He's seeing the field tremendously. He is running very confidently. I love that he's a home run hitter. I still want ETN involved because I think he's really good in the passing game, especially out of the backfield, and can still run the rock, no doubt about that. But the only critique on Tank is, man, you got to hold on to that ball. They knocked that ball out on the one touchdown run because you had it out a little bit. I know it's hard. You're making a play. You're trying to, but they did. They knocked it out on the one. You recovered it, so all good, but got to make sure you secure that, I would think. All right? But great job by Tank. Tank was unbelievable. O-line, listen, you gave Trevor all the time in the world he needed. Listen, look, the Colts aren't that good. They're not. Their O-line's good. Flacco's great when you give him time. But Flacco shouldn't be killing you like he killed you yesterday. He killed you yesterday. He killed our defense yesterday. And a lot of it was just from being able to sit back there and pick us apart. Playing pitch and catch for a lot of it. Now, Trayvon had a phenomenal day, a monster day. I tell you, I just watched the tape this morning. I watched it on Monday. I got my play-by-plays. Man, let's see. How many drives did we get to? 11, 12, 13th. Colts had their 13th drive with 17 seconds to go. That's a lot of drives. First quarter went fast. Second quarter went fast. It was like 2017 with, 6 to go in the third quarter.
It was weird.
It's unbelievable.
That game went in like weird phases.
It did.
It was like early in the game, it kind of felt like it was going to be a track meet, both teams up and down the field pretty quick. And then it was like a weird defensive struggle for a while.
Yeah.
And then track meet at the end.
Yeah.
It was kind of weird how it sort of went in and out. Normally a game kind of just stays in one type of game.
No, right.
It was weird.
These kind of games for my team I don't like. When I'm watching and I have no dog in the fight, they're great games to watch.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, they're phenomenal, but I don't want to see that. I want to see either a close defensive battle or my offense kicking the shit out of the whole and winning the whole thing by a couple touchdowns. You know what I mean? That's my kind of game. I don't like our defense giving up 34 points. Not at all. And it was, man, I don't know. We'll get into the critique in just a minute because I want to make sure I get all my notes as far as who really played well. Special teams, Duvernay, and I'm going to give Jerry Jones a lot of credit for not hitting that guy in the back. You know what I mean? Just kind of got in his way. That was a great setup by Duvernay. Comes around, takes off. Fantastic stuff. That was great. Of course, Cam Little knocking down the game-winning field goal with all that pressure. Good for you.
The kid's good, man.
Yeah, he's good. He's only 21, man. He's young. But that was great. Overall, again, Trevor, phenomenal. Just overall, really phenomenal. We are going to get into, when I go into the play-by-plays, I know a lot of people are complaining about the 3 pass plays in a row. I think there was almost 4 minutes to go. But we're going to talk about it because, I don't like it. I'm not saying I do. However, if Trevor makes a couple different decisions, you'd probably feel different about those play calls because he missed a couple things. We'll talk about it. We'll call it, hey, it happens. It happens. He played better than he's played, so we're happy for Trev on his birthday. Happy birthday, kid. We're happy that he really played well. And, again, when you're a player and you win, the critique's good. You want the critique because you're like, all right, I know I played good or really good or even great, but I know I can play even better.
Yeah,
so give me that critique. I want to take it all in. When you lose and you don't play well and that critique comes, you're like, I want to take you outside and fight you right now. I mean, that's what I want to do. I want to beat you up because I'm so mad. You're not going to do it, of course, but, that's the emotional part of it. So when you win, it's great. It's great. And hopefully the critique is there because there is some. It goes around all across the board. But, again, I'm going back to the O-line. Fantastic job up front, fellas. You took care of business yesterday. I know they didn't have everybody, but it doesn't matter. They still had enough beef out there, and you got the job done. You kept your quarterback clean. You gave him time. You ran the offense well. You blocked well overall. And, man, just a great showing by the offensive line. 2 weeks in a row now. They played pretty well last week, and they played even better this week. So now we got to carry it over into London. Now, is Chicago up first or New England?
I believe New England.
It's New England. And the away games first.
Yeah.
Okay. And then Chicago's looking good, man. I know Carolina's no good, but they got a tough D. Caleb looked good. Throwing the ball around. Maybe he's getting a little bit better. That'll be it. Look, the one thing about the NFL, and college too, but for the most part, NFL, you look at the schedule, beginning of the year, well, the strength of those teams change. They go up, they go down. You know what I mean? Look at Cincinnati. Cincinnati's struggling. By the way, I think yesterday, the whole weekend, starting with Thursday night, it was the weekend of the quarterbacks. Quarterbacks played outstanding this week. Lamar had a big game. Joe Burrow had a big game. Joe Burrow threw 5 touchdowns and a timely pick.
Trevor Lawrence had a big game.
What's that?
Trevor
had a monster game. Stroud had a big game out there, I saw. That was a big win for them, beating Buffalo, man.
Isn't it weird how it seems like every NFL season there's these ebbs and flows throughout the season of like how it seems like the whole league is going?
Yeah.
Like in a general sense, like the first couple of weeks, all we were talking about was quarterbacks are down, offense is down, defense is up. Now that's changing.
Yeah.
Now it's like, man, like seemed like almost every star quarterback in the league yesterday was phenomenal.
Well, think about the game here in town yesterday. The league loves that game.
Oh, God.
It's all offense.
And close.
Came
down to it.
Yeah,
of course.
Came down to the last possession.
A lot of points comes down to it.
That's
the league
what they want.
Yeah.
They love that.
And a young number 1 overall quarterback played well in one game.
How about 2 young number 1 overall picks kicking ass yesterday? Trayvon Walker.
That's true.
That dude, I'm telling you right now, he could add 5-6 sacks. He was close on a couple others.
It's the 2 of them.
And he gave Josh his first one of the game. Sorry to cut you off. That was all Trayvon. Josh rolled into that one, but good tag teaming.
I don't want to, because I know you're going to highlight more people, but I would say like Mount Rushmore of best players yesterday.
Go for it.
Lawrence, Bigsby, Walker, BTJ.
And number 5, maybe on the ground, is the kicker. Give the kicker some love for making that big kick.
That guy.
Listen, I know 48 yards is no joke. That everyone's like under 50. It's a gimme. It's not. It's not a gimme. That thing is you get further away, those posts get closer and closer.
He was right down the middle, and that thing was good from 60 plus.
Easy.
Man. Did you see where it hit the net?
I know. Way up high.
That was a rocket.
It was still rising. Too.
That wasn't like conservative. Just make sure I try it. That was like, nah, I'm kicking the piss out of this ball.
Yeah, he did. So all right. So that's the good. And then there's the bad, because there's plenty of bad. The defense was not good. Aside from Trayvon, Josh Hines, Allen, and maybe Miller. And Miller's, we're going to talk about the linebackers in coverage, because I'm really perplexed about them, that they don't know better. But those guys played well. I'm going to give them all really good games. I think Darby struggled a bit. Cisco, I'm telling you, I don't know. Lloyd, even Josh Hines, Allen, and Cisco, they all look like they got on the testosterone this offseason, which is fine. I mean, people take it. It's not a big deal, but you look too big. Cisco's reaction's slow. You know what I mean? Like, he used to be more, like, fluid and quick. He didn't look good yesterday, man.
He looks more like a linebacker than a safety
He does. We don't need him to be big and bulky. We need the speed back there. And listen, that touchdown to Pierce, not only was he slow, he was out of position. You can cover 3, and you're supposed to be in the middle of the field, not on the right hash. Not on the right hash. So you started off terrible. And then the guy comes across. You can't even catch him. I mean, listen, quarterbacks are going to do well. Both quarterbacks in the game yesterday did very well. Flacco had a monster day. Did he not? I mean, 3 touchdowns. He was all over the place. Why? Because we didn't even hit him. That's why. And any quarterback worth his salt in the NFL that doesn't have any pressure is going to make throws. I don't care what coverage you're in. It's not going to matter unless you got, Sauce Gardner at every DB position, which you don't.
Even still, man. Even if you have great corners,
I know, you got to still have the pressure. And you can't go with 4 without pressure, And by the way, where's the interior? I know the outside guys did their job. How about the inside guys? Whose name did you hear yesterday? Did you hear Eric Armstead? He lumbers, man. I don't know. I wasn't that fast. I hate calling guys slow, but he looks like, I don't know what he looks like. He's just taking these big, long strides, and it looks like he's jogging half the time.
He looks like a defensive tackle.
Yeah, he does. Yeah,
He's
get
not
him
an
inside.
end, bro.
He was inside a little bit. I did see him inside.
Can we stop that nonsense, though? Like, he's not an end.
He's not an end. He's
He
too
is
slow
not an
for
end. I'm so sick of that, man. Like, I don't care what position he wants to play.
I agree.
That's so dumb. Dude, you said this last week, and I agree.
Doesn't matter.
What are we doing, dude?
He's got to play inside.
If Trevor shows up this week and says, I want to play receiver.
Yeah.
Are they going to be like, yeah, no problem?
Right. Hey, I want to do the Philly, coach. You better do it or I'm not
I mean, come on, dude.
Yeah. No,
he's not an end.
You got to be inside. But even the other guys, I mean, Hamilton didn't do much. Ledbetter, you barely heard his name. Zazie, you barely heard his name. I thought he was going to make an impact. Nobody really made an impact on
Mason
the inside.
Smith?
Huh?
Mason Smith?
Mason's not made. No, he's not. He's kind of just there. He's not being as disruptive. Maybe they got him thinking too much. I don't know, but he's not being disruptive. We need more from that interior push. The outside guys are great, but what happens? Step up, move to the side, throw. That's not winning. And you may call that a pressure. I call it bullshit because it doesn't mean anything. Now, if you make me step up and the pressure's coming from inside and I can't go nowhere and then you get me, yeah, the pressure matters. But not when I can sneak out and go ahead and throw to an open wide receiver. Darby, I don't know about that. Man, Darby's just, he's supposed to be this press guy. He was in cover 2. Now, he got beat on the play. It was a great route by Mitchell. And I know Mitchell's fast, so he had to, Beast calls it the open gate. I think it's called the open gate technique. So you get on your guy, but when it's snapped, you just kind of open and run. Thinking he's going deep, I guess. So you didn't jam him.
You're bailing.
You're bailing. Yeah, but you're bailing with just letting them go. Like when you open your hips and you do this, you think you're going to, go stride for stride and react for react and all that. Sometimes guys can. Most times they can't. I mean, all he did was say, think I'm going deep, stop, turn. Darby was 5 yards away. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I don't know what that technique's all about. My linebackers. Okay, when you're in zone, you don't just drop to a spot and play in space and wait for the quarterback to throw the ball. You drop to your spot, you're looking around, you're seeing, well, who's near me? I got to go to him. You got to go to these guys. You can't leave just because I got the curl. Okay, I'm going to sit in the curl. Nobody's in the curl. Well, I did my job. No, that's not how it's supposed to be played. They need to figure that out. And by the way, they jump on way too many play action. You can't stare at the line. You got to see the line without looking at them. You're looking at the I always looked at the back, but you're looking at the quarterback, the back. Guys, stand up, man. Unless it's a draw or screen, it's going to be a pass. Like, you got to see that. And all they're doing is running digs right behind them. Open. You got to be better than that. You got to know what you're doing out there in that coverage. Miller made some plays. Lloyd didn't make too many plays. Muma did this thing on a blitz. Did you see that? He fell on his face. And Nelson just kind of laid out. I'm like, what are you doing? Quentin Nelson. And the back went right up the middle. That was a big gain towards the end of the game. We'll go through it. I'll go through it. So I don't know. Listen, man, we gotta shore up this defense. I know people are going to be looking at Ryan Nielsen. Some of it's warranted. It has to be. But not all of it. Not all of it. He needs better play from these players. Give me Trayvon. Give me Josh Hines-Allen. Give me those guys. How about the rest? Come on. Right? It's Cisco. And by the way, everyone's like, oh, Wingard will come back. He's a good player, but he's not the answer. Antonio Johnson was okay yesterday. A little bit off here and there, but he was okay yesterday.
Oh, Wingard will come back.
Yeah, Wingard.
Not the side of encouragement I needed to hear.
Save the day. He'll save the day. Anyway, we'll go through the team stats review in a bit. A little warm in here, but I don't care. Yeah, I tell you what, Andre Cisco, lose some weight and get on that jump rope. I'm telling you right now, you can't be that slow in the backfield. And I don't mean necessarily running. I mean your reaction time just seems really slow.
He's not twitchy.
He's not. He was twitchy last year.
He's not twitchy at all.
I don't know. These guys, even Josh. Josh is 285, man. He's a big boy. Now he's playing DN, so it's different. And I can't complain about him. He's doing fine. He's making plays, but
and Antonio Johnson hadn't exactly been Ed Reed this year either.
No, but he played okay yesterday.
He was fine yesterday, but The safeties have been discouraging. One of the more discouraging positions on the field so far through 5 games, in my opinion.
I agree with
on
you.
the entire team.
No, I agree.
Because those were 2 guys, I think, preseason you looked at before the Miami game and you said, those 2 guys are going to be good players for us this year.
Yeah.
And that has not been the case. I think the corner has been more up and down. Safeties have just been very underwhelming.
Graham, like we just said, if you don't have a consistent pass rush, you're not going to – it's hard. It's hard to cover these guys.
I agree. I think
go flip it around. Look what Trevor did to their defense.
Yeah.
I mean, by the way, that the play call, Brian Thomas Jr. deep, the 85-yarder, absolutely genius. Absolutely genius. Put him in the slot. Had Strange on the outside. Strange runs a 10, 8-yard hitch. That corner hesitates for a second. Smell you later. You're not going to catch him. Great throw. Wide open. Great throw. Great throw to Kirk, too. Hey, man, we asked him to hit those last week, which he didn't. This week he does. So that's all we're asking for, right?
I think if they don't make that play to Kirk, I think they end up losing the game.
Yeah, it could. But that was big. That was on 3rd down, too.
The BTJ score, like obviously great score. We don't know what happens the rest of that drive.
Right.
Maybe still going to outscore. Who knows?
Yep.
The Kirk play, Dearness Johnson had gotten the face mask penalty the play before.
Yeah.
Maybe 2 plays before. And I want to say it was second. It was second in like 23 or 24. You were way behind the chains.
Yep.
So more than likely, you don't make that catch. You're probably going to end up punting the ball. Colts, if they were starting to cook at that point, you probably end up letting that one get away. I think if you don't make that play and end up going and scoring that was the same drive that Strange had the touchdown, I believe. So
right. Okay. That's the one I'm looking for. Yeah, pass to Strange, slant to Gabe. Where's that? That was the throw to BTJ. No, that wasn't the drive. There was another drive. All right, let's go through it though. All right, we'll go through it and we'll get to team stats and we'll get you on your way here on a great victory Monday. All right, Colts first drive. They're in up tempo. They basically go down the field. 12-play drive, 5 first downs. Colts up 7-0. The touchdown came on a throw to Pittman. There was a rub route. Darby went around it, which you either got to go underneath it or around it. You go around it, you can't have it so rounded. You got to get closer to it, get to your guy. But good play call by them. Yeah, I mean, just all day long to throw to downs. Savage didn't have a good game yesterday. I know he's came back. He was out of position.
Bad game yesterday.
He wasn't very good. I got Vontrell Miller lost in space on some coverage. Armstead and Brown made a play in the run game. All day long, Von Miller, bad coverage on the inside throw to downs. Stuffed him 2nd and goal, stuffed him 3rd and goal. Moomin had a nice hit on that one. Johnson and Ledbetter the play before, and then they did the rub route and throw to Pittman Jr. for the touchdown. Colts up 7-0. Jags go on a drive. They end up punting. This is where Gabe and Trevor started arguing. Listen, I mean, Gabe was open on the play that he got pissed about. He was, but then Gabe fumbles later. Although, by the way, that throw on the fumble to Gabe, the throw, that was, if I could say the F-bomb with an ING, I would. Incredible throw. Right over the hand of that defender. We were sitting in the end zone watching. I was like, holy shit, that was an incredible throw. And then Gabe makes the catch, and then he fumbles. But before that, they're arguing. It was a 3rd down call, and he didn't even look to the middle. And Gabe got pissed off about it. I get it. I would have been pissed off too. But when they do call your name, Gabe, you gotta get that going.
You can't get in the QB's face about a play that you feel you're open,
right?
And then later on, get the ball, get an offensive pass interference, and fumble.
Yeah.
I mean, come on, man.
Yep. Anyway, so the players fight. It's not a big deal.
No. If anything, I like it.
Yeah.
A little. It can't get out of control or anything, obviously.
Right. You don't want to throw punches.
No, nothing crazy. But
yelling, a little shoving.
Look, I'm gonna say say something that I think you're gonna agree with, Tommy.
Right.
Players on this team getting after Trevor's ass a little bit is not the worst thing for him.
Yep.
In my opinion.
Yep.
I think him being told every again, nothing crazy, within reason, nothing insane, but being told every once in a while, like, hey man, you're screwing me.
Right.
Just like a quick thing like that, a little. I don't think that's the worst thing for him.
Well, the call that I've just found, it was 4th and 2 calls, a quick slant to BTJ that was knocked down. The ball was in on the inside, and Davis was open on the right middle. So he's probably like, man, just look at me, and I'm open, right? So that, who knows, and maybe who knows how that goes down. But again, it's not a big deal. Our first drive ends in a turnover on downs. That's what it was. It was 4th and 2, turnover on downs, and Gabe was pretty upset. Colts' second drive, though, we forced him to punt. Really good plays by Miller. A good hit. That was a good hit on downs, that first down on the sideline in the first quarter. That was a good hit by the young man. No doubt about it. Darby on coverage. Cisco came up with a nice hit on 3rd and 7, and then we forced them to punt. First Jags second drive, end of first quarter. Yeah, Bigsby did miss a hole on the 2nd and 6. He goes up the middle and bounces to the right. The hole was to the left. I don't know how he missed it. I'm sure they're going to look at it. He played great. That's why these critiques are good, because they'll be able to take them. And not that they're coming, the coaches are doing the same thing, but they should be. Because we got to make sure, look, even though you scored and recovered your own fumble, you still have to teach that lesson. Like, you got to secure the ball, even when you're making all these moves. Quit having the arm out here. Bring it in here. Make the moves with your, you know what I mean? You have to do it, because why? Well, we've already seen it. What if that's a playoff game and Travis Etienne gets the ball knocked out? If it's a playoff game and Tank gets it knocked out,
season's
and you
over.
don't score, and then it's over. That's why they're great teaching moments when you win, I think, because they can take it a little bit better overall. So, let's see. So, Jags second drive, Etienne 13 yards, dump off, Etienne up the middle for 4. Quick pass, Bigsby up the middle, bounced the wrong way, like I said. The false start on Strange. I mean, he barely freaking moved, but whatever. 3rd and 9, throw to BTJ. Bubble screen. Hey, how about the QB sneaks, baby? Way to go, Trev. Way to go, man. You're growing up right before our eyes. 4th and inches, 4th and 1. Find the gap, put your head down, and just stretch. Stretch, and you'll make a first down. I like seeing that for sure. Let's see. We get Etienne up the middle for 4 yards. Screen to Bigsby. Great call. Great execution. That was for a long game. That was a great call, man. I wasn't expecting screen on that one. 2nd and 6. But by the way, other than the 3 plays we're going to get into, the calls were great, in my opinion. I had no problem. Maybe the end around of Duvernay I didn't like. Just didn't seem like it was right timing. But that screen to Bigsby was perfect. A quick out to Kirk. That was a good play. Etienne up the middle for 4. Another first down. That end around to Duvernay, I don't like that. Only 2 yards. Why do it? You don't need to. Why stick throw to Farrell for 6, 3rd and 2. It looks like there was a audible Bigsby run. Morse, he got knocked back a little bit, and they stopped Bigsby. We settle for a field goal. Colts up 7-3. It's the second quarter. Colts get the ball back with their 3rd drive. Ends up in a punt. Turnover on downs. Fantastic, man. Fantastic. There was a false start, and then they had the punt. They were going for it on 4th and short. False start, then we punt. They forced them to punt. Next drive, Jags' 3rd drive, 85-yard bomb to BTJ. Like I said, the play call was phenomenal. The setup was phenomenal. The execution was phenomenal. Isn't it amazing when they all are phenomenal? How it all works. I'm not saying it's all, the play calls are always great. I'm not saying the execution is always great. But when they do come together, it's great, especially for big gains. It's fantastic. No question about that. That was a great call. Jags up 10-7. Colts get the ball back. They go on a little bit of a drive, end up with a field goal. Antonio Johnson, a nice big hit. Hamilton made a play on the run. It was a 4-yard run, so not that great. All day long throw to the tight end. Throw to downs middle quick for 2 yards. All day dump off to number 31. Brown makes the play. Run up the middle. I did write F-U-C-K is Muma doing. That was where he fell into his face. He was blitzing. Like a run blitz. And Lloyd never came over the top. It looked like maybe, a lot of times you're inside backers. One guy will hit the A gap on one side, and the other guy comes around to the B gap. Nice and tight. I forget what we called it. It was a great little blitz for the inside guys. But they didn't run that right. That was a cluster. You know what? That's got to be better. Chad. He fell right on the ground. Let's see. Then Flacco sacked. That was Trayvon making the pressure. Josh Hines-Allen gets the sack, but that was because Trevor caused it. The double pass. I'll tell you what, guys. I wrote this down, and I know if this was my team on the field for this one play, our coaches would have killed us for loafing on this play. And I'm going to read out names: Hamilton, Lloyd, and Darby, all jogging to the play. You would have had your heads ripped off in front of the entire team if any of our coaches saw you jogging like you did on that play. I don't care that you're far away. You hustle your ass every play. I'm serious. That's ridiculous. Loafs are the worst thing you can have as a defender. They basically mean you gave up on the play and you're jogging or walking and not even giving a crap. Terrible. Lloyd, by the way, first they throw it to the one guy. You're jogging. Like, what are you doing? What are you doing? Then they throw it to the other guy who takes off, and I'll just kind of jog. Bullshit. Oh, I'd sit his ass for that. That pisses me off. And Hamilton was doing it too, and so was Cisco or Darby. No excuse for that. No excuse. 1st and 10, Goodson run. Good hit by Savage. It was a blitz. Dump off to Sermon on 2nd down. It's 2-minute warning, little gain. Throw to end zone, incomplete. Mitchell did slip. I thought he hurt his knee on that one. When he cut, his knee kind of like hyperextended. Colts field goal, 10-10, with 1:47 to go in the half. And, the Gabe fumble. That was a great throw, but it was offensive pass interference on Gabe. He did push off. Great throw and catch, but fumble, Gabe. Tell you what, he's not I don't know. I like Gabe in the middle. I do. He's good on the digs. He is. He's shown that he can get downfield a little bit.
Gabe Davis stinks.
He doesn't stink.
I think he stinks.
He doesn't stink. He just got to play better.
Would you rather have Gabe Davis right now or Marvin Jones?
Well, that's 2 years ago. I mean,
but today, if you could have Marvin Jones back.
Marvin Jones today or Marvin Jones 2 years ago?
Today.
I mean, how do we know how he's playing today? Is he even playing?
Might be still on the Lions, or he might have gone somewhere else. I'm not totally sure, but I'd rather have him.
He was more sure-handed.
I don't think Gabe Davis is good. I
think he's good enough. I don't think he's great. I thought he was going to be a lot better, but I think he's good enough. And I just think he's got to hold on to the damn ball. Again, no different than the running backs getting him knocked out. Now it's a receiver. I mean, you know what? Maybe all the offense coaches should make sure they hold on to the ball. I don't know. Or the players. Make sure you hold on to the ball. He needs to play better. I agree with you.
He looks clunky and slow to me. He doesn't get a lot of separation.
Yeah.
I think the only time that he's open is when it just works within the scheme to be open, or when the defense is so worried about Brian Thomas Jr.
Yeah, but that's the deal.
100% that's the deal.
I mean, that's what you want out of your offense. You want that Gabe Davis to be left alone so nobody's really worried about him. Then you hit him for a 20-yard dig.
Of course, but I'd still like the other guy on the other side to be a little more dangerous than what I think Gabe is right now.
Yeah, Gabe's definitely got to play better, man. There's no doubt about that. That fumble hurt. Colts get the ball. Let's see. Throw it down from 12 yards. Johnson misses a tackle. Trayvon hits the arm. Trayvon's starting to heat up at this point. He hits the arm of Flacco on a 1st and 10. Then he gets the sack, the fumble with Josh Hines-Allen takes it down, and then we kick a field goal. 13-10 at halftime, Jags. How about that? 13-10 at halftime. It ends up 37-34. Wait, it gets better. Third quarter, Jags get to start. They are held to not a 3-and-out, but they punt after about 5 plays. Let's see. Play action throw. That was a good throw to BTJ. Another quick throw to BTJ. Bigsby up the middle. And then a draw to Bigsby for no gain. On 3rd and 2, Jags punt. I'm trying to go back. Would you change that? I don't know. I didn't have a problem with that play calling, you know. Maybe a throw on 3rd and 2. Little play action. Play action killed us all day. I mean, it did. Our backers jumped up almost every time. Anyway, we punt, give them the ball back on their 7th drive. Let's see. Pressure by Josh Hines-Allen. Then there was an illegal contact by Ventrell Miller. That was crap. Did you see that?
I thought it was a bad call. I thought it was a bad call.
You can't even touch each other It was after 5 yards, but it wasn't like he jacked him up. He just kind of touched each other.
It was
and
football.
by the way, the tight end pushed off his arm.
It was football, man.
Yeah, that's a crappy call. Stupid. El stupido. Goodson gets 4 yards on the right side. Pass to Mitchell. Incomplete, but Darby off coverage. Darby didn't have a good game again. Keep him in press if that's what he's got to do. Just keep him in press. Let him press. Don't do the open gate, the swinging gate, whatever we call it. Get in his face and jam him. All right, so then we held them to a punt. Our 7th drive, that was the interception. That was just it was a bad throw. You underthrew him.
Yeah, it was.
Good coverage by them.
I didn't love the decision either. That was well covered.
Yep. He had a couple of those where guys recovered. He tried to force it. That one he tried to force in there.
If I recall correctly, he threw that pick on 2nd down.
It was where's that interception? 2nd and 7.
Yeah.
You're correct.
Yep. If that is 3rd down or 4th down,
yep,
I'll live with it a little more. It's more like it's more like an arm punt.
Yep.
At that point, Josh Allen does a lot of those.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Josh Allen has a lot of kind of fake interceptions. Because he's just giving a guy a chance.
It's like a punt.
Correct. It's an arm punt. Correct.
Yeah. But not on 2nd down.
Exactly. I didn't love the decision because of that. If it's 3rd and 7 and you're going to be punting the next play anyways, and you want to just give your guy a chance to maybe make a great play, I'll live with that.
Yeah.
2nd down, you got another play.
Right.
I'd rather you scramble or throw it away or whatever.
I agree. Don't force it.
Yeah.
He forced that one. He forced another one later in the game that I think you're lucky that didn't come back to haunt him, but all good. We win the game, so it's all good. Just cleaning it up. All right, so he intercepts, run up the middle, little gain. You got Josh Hines Allen and Miller on the hit, 3 yards. Passing flat to Goodson. Miller on coverage. That was a good play by him. 3rd and 4. Colts are 3rd and 8 on 3rd down at this point. They ended up 7 of 14. We're in the 3rd quarter. Isn't that wild? This is a crazy game how it ended. Just unbelievable. And again, if you're not a fan of either team, you're like, this is an incredible game. Like, I want to flip over to it if I got DirecTV. Like, I'm going to this game. This game's unbelievable. Back and forth. Let's see. Throw to downs, pressure, Flacco, Savage. That was, I think, a blitz, 4th down punt. Defense playing all right for now. Then that was the great punt return by Duvernay. That was awesome. Great job by Jerry and Jones. Another great block by Caleb Johnson and Antonio Johnson on that return. Very good job, fellas. That's your job. And great setup, Coach Farwell. Way to go, Heath. It's interesting. Before Cam's got to go kick the game-winning field goal, he's like talking to him like this. He's got his mouth covered. I'm like, what are you hiding? Like, maybe he's like, hey man, listen, if you make this kick, I'm gonna give you like a bunch of money to go to Wackos. You're gonna get free dances and stuff. So is that what you want? No, sir, I'm not into. Okay. Let me think of something. Like, what are you telling them? Like, just kick the ball straight. Like, go to Wackos. Go to Scores. Hey, guy, I know I can get you in a Scores or something. You hit this one. All right, I got you set up. I don't know what he's saying to him, but nonetheless, he hit it. So that was a good thing. Good. You never know what's going to come out of his mouth. All right, Jags 8th drive. We are up 13-10. That's the 1st and 10. That was great. Touchdown by Tank with Ezra throwing him in. By the way, Cam had a nasty block on that one, and so did Farrell, the tight end. They crushed their guys on that play. Go watch the tape. Absolutely phenomenal. Great power, great vision by Tank. Man, the vision was fantastic. The cut was good. The power was good. You got help from the big man. Good job, Ezra. He just basically tossed you in there. But you got to hold on to the ball. Careful with that football. That could have been devastating if he did it before you got in, right? What if he did it to 1 and you didn't recover? That'd be devastating. And we saw what happened against Miami and how we bounced back from that. 20-10, though. Jags up. 7:13 left in the 3rd quarter. Now the Colts get their 9th drive. Yeah, this is a long drive. 15-play drive. That's not good. Defense, come on. Bubble screen to Pittman Jr., 5 yards. Sherman out of the backfield. Muma, nice play. Clean pocket, though. 1st and 10. End around to Doolin for 1st down. It was 9 yards. Actually, they brought it back because his knee was down. 2nd and 3. Sermon up the middle, 1st down. Cisco makes the hit. Josh Hines Allen and Adewejo getting pushed back in line of scrimmage on that one. 1st and 10. Incomplete pass to Mitchell. Clean pocket. 2nd and 10. Pass to Mitchell. Slant. Darby on coverage. Muma's blitzing, but he doesn't do anything. Cisco's in space. Darby gets beat inside. Just bad football by our defense. 1st and 10, screen to Pittman Jr. Great play by Ventrell Miller. It's 20-10 with 4:30 left in the third quarter. Jags. 2nd and 8, Flacco to Downs, 4 yards. Savage on the hit. Flacco to Downs, first down, 5 yards. Antonio Johnson too far off, and he's got another clean pocket. I'm telling you, clean pocket. It's too many times he's got a clean damn pocket. End around Mitchell, 3 yards. Great play by Darby. Did you see that? He went all the way around to make that play. That was hustle, man. I got to give credit to Darby on that one. That was a great one. Great one. He followed him all the way around and made the tackle. That was absolutely fantastic. That's a way to hustle. No question about that. All right, where am I at? There we go. QB sneak for first down by Flacco. Unbelievable. How about that run by Flacco? 22 yards. Nobody caught him. Gosh, so.
Lamar Flaxen?
Huh?
Lamar Flaxen?
Yeah, Lamar Flaxen. Exactly. Exactly. 1st and 10, Flacco to Allie Cox. Great play by Cisco. He knocks the ball down. 2nd and 10, false starter and number 16. 3rd and 15, incomplete. Over the middle to Pittman. End of third quarter. 3rd and 15. Touchdown pass to tight end Allie Cox. Antonio Johnson in coverage. No rush. They're in man-to-man. It was a great throw and catch. That tight end made a hell of a play. But now they're hanging around. 3rd and 15. Fourth quarter. Archuleta was saying it all through the broadcast. I didn't hear it till today. And he's like, this is this Jags team. They keep, like, the game's passed. They have chances. They let them back in. They let them back in. They let them back in. We let them back in at 20-17. Granted, we answer with a nice little drive of our own. Let's see. Trevor escapes the late pressure. That was the call I was talking about. He escapes out left, throws it across his body. Great strike to Brian Thomas Jr. It was called back because of the face mask by Johnson, on the pass coverage or pass protection. Screen ETN for a yard. 2nd and 24. Plenty of time. Deep throw to Kirk for 61 yards. Great call. 2nd and 4. Come on, man. Great call. That was a great setup, too. 2-man route on the outside. Kirk on the outside. They switch. Screws them up. Perfectly thrown ball.
Timing-wise, too, it was a great call because to call the shot play that you want on 2nd down, you're much more likely to get over their heads. If you had waited till 3rd down on 3rd and 20+, they'd have had safeties all the way back there waiting on stuff.
No, right.
So that 2nd down was the time to call that shot. Great timing, everything.
Everything.
Yeah.
Yep. And in between the numbers, he throws the ball better. Now, the throw to BTJ was at the numbers or outside the numbers, but we were on the right hash. It was almost like it was in front of him. I'm telling you, he's great down the middle.
Yeah.
He is. Trevor's great down the middle. And that was a phenomenal throw, Trev. Really, really. And Kirk, great job, man, getting open. It was a big play, man. That's the way you answer as an offense, right? And this is the problem people are having. Now, granted, our offense did play complementary football, but our defense did not. What's complementary football? When the other side picks it up for the other side, right? Defense just gave up a long drive, 15-play drive, score on 3rd and 15, let them back in the game. What does our offense do? Go right back down the freaking field and score a touchdown. That's complementary football. That's grit. That is absolute grit. No question about it. All right, screen. Okay, where am I at? 1st and 10. Bigsby, that was that Bigsby run. Great cuts and vision. He didn't get many yards, 4 yards out of it, but it was absolutely fantastic. A slant to Gabe Davis. Great clean pocket, 10 yards. Great throw and catch. 1st and goal. At this time, Trevor's 20 of 24, 316 yards, 1 touchdown, and 1 pick. Are you kidding me? That's absolutely fantastic. No doubt about it. 1st and goal. Misdirection pass to DeGuara. I thought he had Farrell on the 7 route, but it looked like he was covered. So it was a good. He went deep to short. It was good read by Trevor. Bigsby up right middle for 3 yards. 3rd and goal. Pass to Strange. Better catch than throw, but he put it on him, at least high. Wide open. Colts were in some kind of miscommunication, but too bad that's their problem. Jags up 27-17. In control, baby. In control. Colts, 10th drive. They drive down, let's see, they got about 7-8 plays, and they get a field goal. That's when Flacco scrambled for that first down on 3rd and 8. I thought Trayvon might have got held. The guard came over and whacked him, though, so it's kind of hard to tell if it was the whack from the guard that sent him to the ground or the tackle throwing him down. I didn't think the ref was going to call a flag on that, but you could have. 3rd and 9, we stop them. That was good because they were 7 on 13 at third time. He just missed Allie Cox. Yeah, Savage on coverage. He was beat. Missed him in the end zone. Remember that? He missed him in the end zone, and Savage didn't have a good day.
Savage was sitting there bitching about a push-off. It wasn't a push-off. He just got cooked, man.
Yeah, you weren't even close. Field goal by the Colts. Jags up 27-20. And what do? We answer again. With Bigsby's a nice pitch, cuts it back. Smell you later. Home run hitter. Haven't seen that since maybe Freddie T.
Probably Maurice.
Oh, MJD, of course. Yeah, MJD took it to the house a ton. No doubt. I will tell you something, though, and I saw it during the game, and I wonder if the coaches are going to say anything to him. Tank almost got flagged for taunting. You go watch. When he's running down, he turns like this, or maybe it's this way, and he's about to point at the guy while he's running by him or running in front of him.
I don't think he was pointing at him.
He was doing. You go watch that tape, man. Because the ref had his hand on the flag. He was almost going to throw it.
I know what you're talking about, but I don't think Tank was doing that to taunt. I think he was trying to see if someone was behind him. I don't think he knew.
He's looking at the screen. He knows who's behind him. His eyes are up at the screen. And then he turns his head and points just for a split. Go watch. I'm telling you. And the ref, I'm telling you, I was in that end zone. The ref had his hand on the belt. And he was going to throw it, but he brought it back right away. I think maybe. And by the way, guy, it happened to the Colts player. Enough of this. They're going to call you. They called it on the Colts guy this time. They called it on BTJ last week. This thing, whatever, I'm shooting to the first down. It's not even a gun, but they don't care anymore. It looks like a gun. I don't know what the problem is.
The refs are getting out of control with it.
But they're calling. Well, the league's probably telling them to.
But why?
I don't know.
I can't stand that. Football's entertainment.
I don't like who else got the taunting because you went, ugh. Who was that? It was one of our players. Got called for taunting.
Yeah.
Maybe, who was that? Can't remember who it was, but it was like, you can't do that? Why?
It's football, man. It's entertainment.
You don't stand over a guy and taunt him, that's fine. But to be able to go out in open air and do a celebration after a big hit, catch, run,
nothing wrong with that.
What's the problem?
I saw in college football on Saturday, Ole Miss was playing South Carolina. South Carolina player gets a sack, and he is on the ground. The quarterback's on the ground, and he's like shooting the quarterback with a machine gun.
Yeah,
like that. You.
Oh, I saw that. Yeah, what a dummy.
Like you obviously cannot do that.
That almost just get you kicked out of the game.
Yes,
that's a little extreme.
But everyone in their right mind knows that's an Uzi. Clearly crossing a line.
By the way, there's no Uzis anymore, is there? Do they use those things anymore? That's what it looked like.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, okay, you obviously can't do that, but for the most part, let the guys celebrate.
Let them celebrate, man. It's fun. I think it's good for the game as long as it's not too vulgar. I remember when Randy Moss did the he pretended like he pulled out his pants and rubbed his butt on the goalpost, and Joe Buck went nuts.
What a disgusting act by Randy Moss.
I thought it was hilarious.
It was funny.
I thought it was great. I don't see the problem with that. I don't. That might be a little extreme, but I thought it was pretty damn funny.
Joe Buck, by the way, has said that's the biggest regret of his career.
Really?
That call.
Yeah. Well, it was it was a little vulgar at the time, but I liked it. I thought it was pretty funny. I don't know. I used to love Chad Johnson. He had the best. He had some good ones down here. He grabbed the pylon once and did the
played golf. Yep.
He did the resuscitation. He was clever.
Remember when he had the gold jacket on?
Yeah. He was clever, that guy. All right, so pitch and Bigsby, he takes it all the way to the house. What does our defense do? Well, they don't play complementary football. Cisco out of position. This is not the long touchdown to Pierce. This is the 46-yarder to Pierce that they downed at the one. They called down at the 1 yard line. Cisco was late to come over. It's zone. Buster lets him go, but he's running with him. Cisco don't come over. You got to come over.
Do you remember?
What are you waiting on?
With you getting back to the point about him looking slow.
Yeah.
Do you remember last year against the Chiefs when Mahomes threw that pass down the seam and Cisco picked it off?
Yep.
Very similar play.
Yeah, very similar.
Last year, Cisco looks a little more agile, gets over interception.
Makes a play.
This year he's late. It's a huge game.
Yeah, I wonder how much he weighs. I wonder if that's a real thing because he just looks bulky to me.
There's a couple guys that look bulky and slow to me. Josh Allen does not look slow.
He doesn't.
He does not.
I agree with that.
He looks bigger. He does not look slow. Yep. Gabe Davis and Andre Sisco look slow. And Lloyd.
Lloyd looks slow to me.
It's not raw speed like you said. It's twitch.
Yeah.
These guys look.
Cuts.
Yes.
Yeah, movements.
And that's way more important in most football plays.
Yeah.
The BTJ getaway speed, like that matters, but it's mostly twitch.
No doubt about it. All right, so that was bad. We let him right back in, 34-27. Gosh, and you're sitting there, and you're Brian Nielsen. I mean, I'm not blaming him for that. There's no pressure. There's got no pressure whatsoever. He's got all day long to throw. Throws a nice bomb, and you're late to coverage. Like, I don't know. Like, let me ask you this. Does Sisco not know what to do by now? How many years is this? 4? You telling me he don't know how to play safety by now? He don't know every single coverage, everything he's supposed to do on every single play? I say horse shit. He's got to know it all. That's all on the player, not knowing what the hell he's doing and being late. He did it again later in the game or later in the fourth quarter. All right, Jags 11th drive, 4:27 to go. This show's going to go a little long because we got to get into this because I know a lot of people are upset. All right, so it's 4:27 to go. We're up 34-27. Okay, this is the series that everybody's upset about because it was 3 pass plays. Okay, the first play was a screen to the left side to Johnson. Now, I don't have a total problem with that because sometimes screens are used as runs. You know, it wasn't going to be picked. You know, they tackled him for no gain, so it wasn't a positive play. But it's kind of like a running play, in my opinion, that went for no gain. Clock's running. Okay, not the end of the world.
The thought is they're stacking the box, get it outside a little bit.
Get them real quick so we can get something. You know, maybe get 5 yards.
Yeah.
Great play by them. We didn't block it well, but nonetheless, 2nd and 10. Okay, now, Trevor then throws to Brian Thomas Jr. on a curl route, and there's 3 guys in the vicinity, 2 on him. Now, he hit him. The guy made a play, blocked it, but he put it on the receiver, but he forced it. And by the way, if you go back and look at the tape, because I did, he may have had Tank. He had Tank in the flat, same side, and his player was off him about 4 yards. So if he looked a little left, he could have dumped it to Tank, and Tank maybe would have gotten 4 yards or 5 yards or maybe even a first down. Go watch. Just go watch. Listen, I'm not saying I like the call, but if the QB sees it a little bit better, he could dump that off and have a positive play. Tank stays in bounds. Clock's running. Didn't happen. It's 3rd and 10. Okay? Now you're forced to throw, right? You could try a run. They're going to stack the box and try to stop you, force you to punt. You could try it. Maybe let the clock run. I wouldn't be totally opposed by that. But I'll tell you what I don't like. 2 things. 1, I don't like that you put yourself in this situation. 2, I don't like that Trevor went immediately to Gabe on the outside. They ran a 4-man route. Guy on the left was over on the left. He wasn't looking that way. That's okay. They ran a flood, kind of a flood. They had 3 guys to one side. Brian Thomas was on the hash. Kirk was in the curl, and then Gabe was on the far outside. He did not look at the other 2. Go watch. If he was on time with Brian Thomas Jr., probably has a first down. Brian Thomas Jr. runs his curl, but when he turns, he's over the first down mark, and the guy's behind him. So if my quarterback puts it on me, that's a first down. Now, I'm not saying I like the play calls, but if they were executed a little bit better, we wouldn't have a problem with the play calls. Okay? So, again, you're going to sit there and be like, no, you're wrong, whatever. I don't care if you agree with me or not. The way I see it is, no, I didn't exactly love it, but if we played it a little bit better, we might have been able to get that first down and keep it going. A lot of times it comes down to that. Why throw it out to Gabe? Okay, just think about this for a second. Okay, hear me out. Trevor had a great game, so get your panties out of the wad. It's not a big deal. You know, he had a great game. But it's, 3rd and 10. I got a 3-man route. My worst throw's outside because got to travel so far. What's my easiest throw?
And you're on a risk of going out of bounds, too.
Out of bounds, and if you throw it inside, you're in big trouble.
Yeah.
Okay, but he didn't. Just guy made a play and knocked it down. Fine. But what's the easier throw? It's Brian Thomas Jr., and you know you got rapport with him. You know you made some tough throws to him. Like, I don't know. Easier said than done. I'm not the quarterback. I wasn't out there at the time. He had time, but I'm wondering why he immediately went to Gabe. He didn't look, then go. He immediately went to him. So I'd like to see him come more inside. And I will, if you want to get really critiquey, how about a better route? You know, if you got to throw it on 3rd and 10, but how about a better route? How about something like a crossing on a rub route? You know, we know the guy's going to be open. Do it kind of over the middle so Trev can get it to him.
And
that I'll critique.
You'd been protected well all game. You can run stuff like that.
Totally.
Because you need time for crossers and underneath and rubs.
And rubs.
That's the one problem with them is it takes time. But they're pretty much always open if you have the time.
No,
and you can block it up.
Just got to make that throw a little easier for the man. That was a long throw to the outside. It was. So anyway, that wasn't a good. You only ran a minute 30 off the clock. You punt on 4th and 10. Then Colts get the ball back. This is where your defense has to nut up and stop them. This isn't where you let them get a big bomb on you. Listen, it's all on the defense today, ladies and gentlemen. It's all on the defense. They blew it. And I'm pissed off about it, to be honest. The more I read about it, the more I look, think about it, just, man, you can't play good. This isn't good football on the defensive side. All right, 1st and 15, there was a penalty. Sermon runs right up the middle for 17. Both backers blocked, couldn't get off the block. Good play by them. Crappy play by us. That was bad. Then 1st and 10, play action, of course. Pierce is on the left, just runs a deep cross. My middle safety playing deep 3rd in the middle. Comes right in front of you. You don't see him. You're not looking. It was a 2-man route. By the way, did you know that? They ran, I forget who they was on the other side. He ran some little route.
Is it Michael Pittman?
It might have been Pittman, and then it was a deep crosser. That was it. Maybe the tight end went out, but the back didn't go out. It was pretty much max protect. Like, you got to see that stuff. Like, come on. You're in your 4th year. Gosh. Savage and Cisco had terrible games yesterday. Cisco had a really bad game. Really bad. Come on, Andre. You're better than that. You're more athletic than that, and you got to figure this out. Now it's tied. What does our offense do? They play good complementary football, right? Why? Because they go down and they set up the winning score. Fantastic.
One of the best plays of the game for Trevor, in my opinion, that will probably get kind of forgotten about. Literally the last play to set up to get them in range.
Yep. The throw to Kirk?
Not the runs, the throw to Kirk.
Yeah. Yep.
The Colts sent heat.
They did.
On that play. They sent probably 7 or 8.
Yep.
They came hard, and for him to catch it, know the pressure's coming, know he's getting hit, knows Kirk's going to be open, and hit him perfect.
Yeah, it was.
Perfect throw.
Yeah. The only critique would be too bad you couldn't stay in bounds, but the momentum.
Kirk should have stayed in bounds, I thought. But
did he really? Well, the momentum sometimes takes you out. It's hard to control that sometimes.
Yeah, but still a good, well-executed play.
Yeah.
And if they had needed to keep throwing it at that point, if they felt like they needed another first, I think they would have.
Yeah. Just
fine, the way they were cooking.
Yeah, they did a quick throw to Johnson for 8. Bigsby up the middle for 6. Throw to Farrell for the first down. That was a nice throw to Farrell. Throw it outside to Kirk. That was on time. Tried to stay in bounds, didn't. Then run to Tank. Bigsby tackle for loss. Johnson up the middle for 1 yard. Cam Little field goal 37-34. Throw to Downs, incomplete, 2nd and 10. Trayvon Walker sacked for the 3rd time, and the game is over 37-34. So as if you stuck through all that, offense played really good, really great. Played really great complementary football and really great overall football. Other than maybe those 3 plays, although I think they could have gone a little bit different, I thought the game plan and the play calling was very good. I do. I think whoever's calling, I don't even know who is calling it. It don't matter to me. I don't really care. But it was good play calling. I thought they did a great job. And, overall, the offense was spot on. You put up 37, pretty damn good. Defense, get your shit together, man. Come on. We need you. We got to make a run here. We got to make a run. And now that we got the first one out of the way, we've been very good in London. Let's focus. Let's forget the pubs. Go. Listen, when are they going to get there? Wednesday night?
Thursday. They travel Thursday.
Let them go out Friday night. Then you're done. Then after the game, you can go out. You can go out Monday. Maybe go out Tuesday. Then you're done. This is a business trip. Now, you handled yourself great. You've done last year saved you, didn't it? We were 1-2 as we head over there. And although we weren't 1-4, we were 1-2, and we weren't looking good at all, if you remember. Houston kicked the crap out of us. Remember that? It was bad. It was bad. And then so did KC, didn't they? No, that was later. Who was week 3 or week 2? That was a tough out.
No, KC was week 2.
It was week 2.
KC was week 2.
That's right. I was thinking San Fran. So KC was week 2.
KC was week 2. Houston was week 3.
Week 3, and then they went on the road to London. So let's see if they can come back. I'm saying they're going to go 3. They're going to beat New England, beat the Bears, and come back 3-4. And then we'll see what happens. Going to be tough because New England's got a tough D. The Bears have a tough D. And the Bears quarterback's getting some confidence. I will say this. I love the confidence out of Trevor. I love the confidence out of Tank yesterday. They were like night and day. And Tank we've seen a little bit, but Trevor for sure, man. He was absolutely fantastic. All right, brought to you by Team Tommy Mac. I'm going to get to team stats in just a second. Go to TommyMac.net if you would, please. All my sponsors are linked to that page. You'll see their logos. Chris Rossero's Bail Bonds, Carpet Man Flooring, J-Dog Junk Removal and Hauling, Azar Sausage, Salt Air Inn and Suites, Code Ninjas, Family Traditional Specialty Foods, Home of Coconut Joe's, Hot Sauce, Freedom Finance, Newmark Phoenix Realty Group, Fields Cadillac, and Michael Nichols' State Farm Agency. You see them all there. Please just, look, they're there when you need them. I tag them on every time I promote my shows on Facebook and others. So when you get a chance, hit that tag and go right to the Facebook page or go to the website, TommyMac.net, and check them out. I appreciate that. If you would. All right, team stats review. We'll go through it quick. We already know the points, 37-34. Yards per carry, we crushed it, 5.5. Yards per carry for them, it was 5.0, but only a few gashes here and there. I thought overall we handled their running game pretty well overall. How about this for yards per attempt? Do you remember what last week's yards per attempt was for Trevor? Huh? It was like 4.
Yeah, it was bad.
No, it was 5.7. Is that right? Yeah. 5.7. No, 6.0, 53% completion. You know what this week was? Want to guess?
9.5.
10.9. 84% completion. That's a franchise number 1 pick in the NFL. That's what that is.
Dempsey, I don't know if you're a Jaguars today on your way in. Dempsey said it's arguably the best game of his career. I don't think it's the best game of his career, but I do think it is in the conversation to his point.
You know, I'm very happy for Trevor that he hopefully got that monkey off his back because I know it was draining on him all week long, right? He missed those 2 throws. What did he do? He made those 2 throws. So he made up for it. So it's good. He did great. I'm really happy for the young man. All right. We know the score, 37-34. Yards per carry, already did it. Yards per attempt plus percentage. Third down. Colts were 7-14. Not good. We weren't good on defense. Enough said. We were not good on defense. Got to be better. I'm not blaming the coach totally. He's got to mix up those coverages. He's got to make sure those backers know what the hell they're doing and that the safety knows what he's doing. I'm really shocked that Cisco's having a tough year. Or a tough game, I should say. Really shocked. I don't expect that out of him. He should be a Pro Bowl type safety. He should, based on what he's done so far. Not playing like it so far this year. We were 3 of 10 on third down. Not good. That's terrible on offense. Fourth down, we're 1 of 1. Colts were 1 of 2. We had 4 sacks. Guess how many sacks they had? That's right, baby. 0. Great job, offensive line. You were absolutely fantastic. Interceptions, we threw 1, of course. They didn't throw any. And turnovers, we were -2. They were -1. All right, overall, a win. We'll take it. But as you probably, hopefully you listen and watch, and you can tell we got a lot of work to do, especially on defense, man. Come on, get it together, boys. Get it together. And I'll tell you, I'm calling out my interior guys and the secondary. Let's go. Your outside guys are doing it, right? They're coming to play. Where's your ass? Let's go. You're paid. Eric, Ledbetter, Assezi, Mason. Let's go, man. You got work to do. Ham, you guys got work to do. And get in better shape if you can't run full speed every single play. That goes for Lloyd. That goes for Cisco. Goes for all of them. You still got time to get in shape. Lose some of that weight. Who cares how much you bench press? It don't matter. It's how fast you can run into people and make solid tackles. So let's do that. All right, Grammage. That'll be it, all right? All right, went a little long today, but had a lot to talk about. Go Jags, congratulations. By the way, my picks, 8-4. Pretty good. I got the upset tonight. I do. I got New Orleans going into KC, beating Kansas City. We'll see if it happens. Hope you all stay safe out there. And this storm coming, you just keep an eye on it. And, don't let the news, sensationalize it too much. They make my wife cuckoo. I mean, absolutely cuckoo. From the minute she wakes up, the storm. Dad, we got to get this. Listen, maybe. If it comes right at me, I'll be more, concerned. If it's not, I'm going to do whatever I got to do. Yeah, I know. Things happen. You got to cut down trees. My friend Fan Cam had his roof, fall. The tree fell on it. Terrible. Awful. I'm not saying that's not worthy of being worried about. It is, but come on. Not on a Monday morning when the storm's not coming till Wednesday. You know what I mean? I don't know. I'll go get some water. Make everybody happy. Water and toilet paper, and I'm good. All right, that'll do it for us this time here on Catching Up with Tommy Mac. Be safe, stay cool, and we'll see you next time right here on Catching Up with Tommy Mac. Go Jags. Great job. Thanks, everybody.